and welcome to the playground dedication. We're so happy to see so many people here today. We did hear there's a storm out on the lake about 45 minutes to an hour away, so we should have everything wrapped up by then. On behalf of Lake Michigan Credit Union, thank you. We've had the privilege to partner with Carter's Kids for 3 playground builds, one on Windmill Island in Holland, one at Grand Haven State Park, and this one. So we're just delighted to be here and to see so many smiling faces. Sean, the park director, the manager of this park, had mentioned that there's 1.5 million to 2 million visitors every year that come here, and hundreds of thousands of those visitors are children. So the fact that they have an opportunity to play on a playground is really rewarding, very rewarding. We've appreciated the partnership with Carter. He's here with his wife, Amy. So thank you, Carter and Amy, for coming down. I'd like to call a couple people forward and briefly give some recognition and have some people share their thoughts about the playground. The first one is Sally Starr. Sally is a grandmother who visited Grand Haven State Park and thought, wow, this is a cool playground. I'd love to have one of these at Holland so I could come here with my grandchildren. So that planted her seed to develop this playground, and she contacted Matt Cook in the Community Relations Department at Lake Michigan Credit Union, and one thing led to another. So
that was a lucky day.
So if you'd like to have just a few comments?
I would. Thank you so much, Don. It's wonderful to see my dream come true, and isn't it beautiful? It's absolutely stunning. Yes. There's quite a few people I want to thank, and I'll be brief, I hope. I would love to thank Lake Michigan Credit Union, Don and Glenn and Matt and Alexis and Nate and Emily. Thank you so much. I have new friends now, and they were wonderful, and they helped me in every regard. I couldn't have done it without them. I'd like to thank the DNR too. I'd like to thank Vicki and Raleigh and Sean. I see you back there, Sean. Sean was there for me when I was nervous or upset or didn't know what to do. The emails and the phone calls, he was always on top of it. And I thank you so much, Sean. I want you all to know that your parks are in very good hands with the DNR. I'd like to thank Lakeshore Advantage. Without them, Patronicity wouldn't have evolved, and I really thank you so much for that. Jennifer and her group, great group of people. I want to thank all the donators who donated, from the top, the big companies, right down to the children from Vacation Bible School who gave their pennies and their quarters and their dimes. Thank you for making it happen. You own a part of this too. I want to thank all the volunteers who came out on the hottest days. A day and a half of work in that heat, and they did such a fantastic job. And Nancy Van Enenum, she couldn't be here today, my cohort and helper, and I know she wants to thank you all too. And I also want to thank, I hope I'm not forgetting, Carter's Kids. I thank Carter's Kids. I started with them, and they said, okay, you get the funding and we'll do the rest. And then Sinclair Recreation, they know how to put a playground together. Thanks, Rich and Diane. And I do want to thank my family and my friends for all their support. My husband, who was there with me all the time when I was, and my daughter, who's so insightful, and she really gave me encouragement. And my grandsons, last but not least, Corbin and Oliver. They're the ones I did it for, and they're the catalyst. So thank you all, and thank you all for coming, and I know you'll enjoy this for years to come.
Thank you, Sally. Thank you for your commitment. One of the partners that we couldn't have done this without is the DNR. I'd like to have Vicki McGee come forward. And she was instrumental. She's the executive planner, so she helped get through a lot of red tape and helped with the site selection, which is just perfect, and just was so instrumental in making everything happen from the government side. It's a true partnership, too, between business and government, and positive things can happen when we come together.
Thank you very much. On behalf of the Michigan Department of Natural Resources, Parks and Recreation Division, and Holland State Park, we just want to say thank you. It is so awesome. You know, we have a lot of needs throughout our state park system, and sometimes playgrounds come far behind replacing a worn out utility system. And so this wouldn't be here this quickly if it wasn't for the partnership that we had on this project. And I just want to say thank you to Lake Michigan Credit Union and Carter's Kids and Lakeshore Advantage. And it has been a really great partnership, and to see more of them as we move forward. Thank you so much, and I hope everybody has a blast on it.
Thank you so much, Vicki. Sally, I forgot one thing if you could come forward. This is a gesture of our appreciation from Lake Michigan Credit Union.
Thank
You're very welcome. One of the groups that Sally had mentioned too was Lakeshore Advantage. And we couldn't have done it without them too. They were just instrumental in helping pull a lot of different organizations together. She was able to connect with the Michigan Economic Development Corporation to raise funds from a crowdfunding standpoint. And she was just a dedicated trooper to make sure that things happened and happen on time. So if you'd like to share a few comments.
So I'm Jennifer Owens with Lakeshore Advantage, and our job is to catalyze resources to support our economy here locally. And although a playground would not be an economic support, indirectly it does. And I know my friends are here from the Holland Convention or Visitors Bureau, West Coast Chamber. This place is our largest visitor location in the entire region. So for us, for the Holland State Park to be stronger, better, have more traffic, our region gets stronger as a result of it. Personally, for me, what this campaign meant was that one person can make a huge difference. So Sally she's a grandma, and she wanted to leave a legacy for her grandkids. And she literally went door to door, knocking on companies' doors, anyone she taught, friends and neighbors. And one day she ended up in our offices. And I wasn't there, but a member of our team said, a grandma named Sally came by and she dropped off a package, and I was like, what is this all about? But I had to look and see what she dropped off, and it was just this amazing package about the crowdfunding campaign, or about the state park, and personally I knew we needed this. And so Sally met Kathy, who met Jennifer, who met Sean, and it just all kind of trickled down. And that's really what this community is about, is when there is something that is a good thing that needs to get funded, it gets done. And one person can make a difference and can leave a legacy behind. So if you're questioning whether or not you can make a difference or have an impact in this community, look at Sally. You absolutely can. And she inspires me to do more and push more. So I want to thank Sally. I want to thank our friends at the Michigan Economic Development Corporation, the amazing team at Lake Michigan Credit Union, and all the other organizations who kind of rallied around to make this happen, and people, individuals from throughout the country who gave $25, $50 and funded this campaign in just 5 days. So thank you so much. My boys cannot wait to play on this every day. I think we're going to get the most use out of this, so I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you, Jennifer. As Jennifer mentioned, there was a number of donors. I'd like to list just a couple of them. The Convention and Visitors Bureau, Herman Miller, Boar's Head, LG Chemical of Michigan, the Steenwyk family, and Cam, Ewan, and MJ Owens, an additional 40 other individual and corporate donors who made this project possible. It was interesting too, there was 20 children at the Fourth Reformed Church that raised money. They raised $236 with their pennies, dimes, nickels, and dollars. So thank you kids, great job, great job. I'd like to ask Amanda Price to come forward briefly, the state representative, for a few comments too, and your reflections and thoughts on the playground bill.
Thank you. You know, I think what really speaks to Ottawa County as a destination for a lot of tourism in the state is that Grand Haven and Holland State Parks are the #1 and 2 state parks in the entire state in terms of visitors. So it's wonderful that we have a facility like this here. Grand Haven, as Sally had mentioned, already has one. And I know kids will use this. My grandkids will be here. They frequent the state park, the county parks, and so I really appreciate all you've done at Lake Trust Credit Union, all that the DNR.
Lake Michigan.
Lake Michigan Credit Union, thank you. Thank you for saying that. Lake Michigan, where are we? Thank you all for being here today, and I hope the kids have a great time.
Thank you, Representative Price. Just briefly, too, I'd like to highlight some of the community relations staff, if they could come forward. Matt Cook, Alexis, Nate, and Emily, our intern. They did a great job of organizing this event and helped work with the different parties and then organizations that were just listed. Thank you very much for your team's work on this. And then also the Lake Michigan Credit Union and DNR representatives that helped build this playground last week. If you could just raise your hand. Thank you LMCU staff members and DNR for helping build. So now we're getting to that part where we're going to have the ribbon cutting and the kids can run towards the playground. But before we do that, Lake Michigan Credit Union would like to provide lunch for everybody. The pavilion is directly in back of us to the north. If you have a blue wristband, you'll need that to get your lunch. They're available underneath this tent if you don't have one. You can see Jennifer waving them in the air. And thank you very much. At this time I'd like to ask Carter to come forward and Amy from the chamber. And then Sally and your 2 grandchildren.
Yeah, let's do this. All right, so what we're going to do here is we're going to grab all these kids and we're going to set them up. You guys ready to play on the playground? You guys are probably ready. You're getting a little bored with all these adults talking. So why don't you guys come all the way over here? All the kids who want to... You want to start them right there? Oh, okay. So let's bring them back right over here. Sorry, guys. My bad. Come on, guys. I didn't know what was going on. All right, so if we can have all the kids, let's have the kids over on this side. Can we have all the kids on this side? So all the kids right on this side, and then you guys stay right over here. So all the kids, right? Are you guys ready to play the playground? Wait a minute, come on, you can do better than that. Are you guys ready to play? Are you sure? I mean, if you don't want to, we got a bunch of other kids who want to play on it, but I know you guys want to. You want to? Okay. All right, so this is what we're going to do. This is kind of the best part of the entire playground dedication, because obviously the kids, you know, they're so happy and excited once they get to be on this big amazingness that has just been built. Otherwise would be a beach, which is not a bad spot, but a playground still. This is going to last for 20 to 30 years, and everybody I want to thank from the bottom of my heart for being a part of this, because this is truly going to help thousands and thousands of kids for a very, very long time. So give yourselves a nice pat on the back. And now it's time. We're going to come up here and we're going to cut the ribbon. So I need everybody to count to 3. Everybody to count to 3. And then once you guys count to 3, we're going to cut the ribbon, and then you guys are going to be ready to play. Is that cool? Are you? Well, come on. Are you guys want to play the playground? All right. So grab those scissors. Grab those scissors. Amy, come over here too. Okay, be very careful. They're real scissors. Okay, so we'll grab these, and then so let's take some photos first. So why don't you come right up here? Come on, get nice and close. And there's just a nice little photo op here, so everybody can see. All right. So on the count of 3, you guys are all going to count, right? And then we're going to cut the ribbon, and then wait till these scissors, I tuck them nice and tight so you don't hit them, all right? And then you guys get to play on the playground, all right? Yeah. You ready? Yeah, you're ready. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3.